Okay, so example 3 is a division problem. Duh, because we're doing notes. So step 1, keep, change, flip. Keep the first one, 2a cubed minus 12a squared over a squared minus 4a minus 12 times, flip the second one, a squared minus 8a plus 15 over 24 a squared minus 8a cubed. Now we can label all the parts, A, B, C, and D. A, we're going to factor with GCF, which is 2a squared, which will leave me with a minus 6. B, we'll do the X method. The scratch work you would do either below or off to the side. You should get a minus 6 and a plus 2. So I already see some things I can cancel out. C, X method again. Which is going to be a minus 3 and a minus 5. And then D would be GCF, which will be 8a cubed, which would leave me with, not cubed, squared, sorry, squared, because we take the lower power, which will leave me with 3 minus a. Now, if I notice in part C, I have an a minus 3, and part D, we have a 3 minus a. This is what I was talking about, where you need to factor out that negative 1 in order so that those can cancel. So really, what I'm going to do is take out a negative 1, so multiply by a negative 1 there. And then I can flip it around so that it'll be the same thing. So putting it all back together. 2a squared, a minus 6 over a minus 6, a plus 2 times a minus 3, a minus 5, negative 8a squared, a minus 3. Okay, now that we have put everything back together, we can start simplifying. A minus 6 can cancel out a minus 3 because we took out that negative 1. The a squareds can cancel out. The 2 and the negative 8 can simplify like a fraction. So 2 goes into itself once, and negative 8 negative 4 times. And then that's all that we can do there. So our final answer is going to be a minus 5 over negative 4 times a plus 2. Then you always want to make sure that you didn't miss any factors there at the end. Make sure you also talk about your restrictions. So in this denominator, a cannot be positive 6, negative 2. In this denominator, a cannot be 0 and positive 3. So now this is our final solution. Okay, so our last problem, we have multiplication and division. We have the division first, so we're still going to keep, change, flip. K plus 3 over k. Remember, any whole number can be written with a 1 underneath, even if it's an expression. So division, I need to change to multiplication, and then we're going to flip it 1 over 4k plus 1. And then I'm going to take that whole expression, and we're going to move it down here real quick so we can have more room. This last piece, the only thing I need to factor in this whole problem is this numerator here. Remember, it's a difference of perfect squares. So it'd be 4k plus 1 and 4k minus 1 all over k plus 3. And then we can simplify k plus 3, 4k plus 1, 4k plus 1. And I'm finally left with 4k minus 1 over k, where k cannot be, well, not that one. This one, that first denominator, 0. This one, remember you set it equal to 0 and solve. So that would give you cannot be negative 1/4. And then the last denominator here would be negative 3. And that is your final solution. So when it has a division, you always just flip the second one, but then you keep everything else after that. Now you need to be working on the sheet we worked on yesterday. If you were not here, it is the sheet you picked up either Tuesday with the line on it, the practice problems, or you need to get one from the bin on the FAR table, and then start working on the division problems. You will need separate sheet of paper, so feel free to pick up the extra sheets on the table as well. You will not have enough room to show your work on those sheets. And the answer key, as always, is on the answer key station.